Freelance journalist David Axe was in the northern Kurdish region of Iraq last December. While in the city of Erbil, he visited a women's center with its own radio station.
So what is your job here at this radio station?
I'm head of radio.
What does that mean? What do you do?
Everything. I help the presenters for preparing programs, and sometimes I write programs. I find some people for doing programs, some women, and that's all, I think.
What kind of programs do you have here at Zeen?
We have a lot of programs, society programs, political programs, and the most of our programs are about women. For example, about myself, I have a program, its name is Violence in Front of Kurdish Women here, especially in Erbil. And we have sometimes we have songs, and the most of our songs are from Kurdish women singers.
Okay. When you say you have society programs, what does that mean?
Here in Kurdistan, there is a lot of violence in front of Kurdish women, and we have a lot of programs about this violence, and we teach women to study, to continue their studies in university especially, and about marriage. Here in the many women here get married in very small age, when they are small, and we teach them that's false. It's not true.
So you mean that a lot of women in Erbil are victims of violence?
Yes, of course. Yes.
Who is committing the violence? Who's hurting them?
Men.
What are the men? Are they the husbands of the victims?
Husbands, brothers, fathers, and managers. All of men's.
In your radio programs about violence against women, do you talk to the victims?
Yes. Here, sometimes the women burn themselves.
Why?
They want to kill themselves, and they choose burning.
Why do they choose to burn themselves?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know. But here in Kurdistan, the most of women, when they want to kill themselves, they burn themselves.
So, have you explored solutions to this problem?
We try to find solution, and we talk about some cases. For example, when a lady burn herself in radio, we talk about it, why, and what's the reasons, and what must we do to solve these problems. And we want to teach the girls to don't kill themselves.
With your focus on such a grave problem here in Erbil, do you find some people are hostile, upset at your radio station?
No.
No.
No. Our radio is for Erbil and around, and we have a lot of listener here, and they like our radio, and of course most of men like our radio and they listen.
So who pays for this radio station?
At the first, one American organization helped us, and what RTI, yes, and now, no, only a little government, Kurdish government, and that's all.
Do you have advertising?
No, not yet.
So how do you hope to expand and grow your station?
Economical, you mean? Oh, we must find some support for ourselves, like government, and some other organization. Sometimes they come here, and they are surprised that there is a radio especially for women, and sometimes they help us.
What is the biggest challenge about running a radio station in Erbil? What's the hardest part?
I think we have not a lot of good writer in radio, and we need more programs, more writers, and I think it's okay for 10 months, and our radio, the people like our radio during this, and our radio is famous during this 10 months. And
do you have any competition?
Yes, in radio? Yes, of course.
What kind?
Our competition, one of our competition is society. So they have a question, for example, will you go to election? And the people answer very short, yes or no. And sometimes during these months we had a lot of programs about elections and women's role in election. I heard one of presenter make a competition. He says, why will you make reasons for don't go to election? You say there is no electricity, there is no water, and I won't go to election. Why? And the people answered, and they take present.
So you're saying that some people are reluctant to talk to your radio station?
Yes, of course.
Why is that?
I don't know. Most of our programs are live. We have 8 hours during the day. 5 hours in the morning and 3 hours in evenings, and during these 8 hours we have 7 hours live program.
Wow.
And these live programs, the people call, and we understand that the people listen us, and many times we have we search inside the people, because in our center we have magazine for children and also for women. We have 2 magazines, and we have a lot of activities, other activities, like reading stories in schools for children, and sometimes we go to people's house. We speak with women's, and many times the women come here for tell us their problems, and we understand that they like us and they accept us.
So, as a partially government-funded radio station, do you work with any other government agencies to find solutions to problems?
Yes, of course. We have some contact with Human Rights Ministry and Human Rights Organization, and we try to find solutions.